All right. Today is Monday, February the 9th. And I didn't initially feel like I wanted to make a recording this morning. I am on my, what I'm calling my personal sabbatical. Today is week 2, or yesterday, I guess, began week 2 for me. And I'm gonna be honest, the only thing that I've really done since it started was, or has been, just kind of like, I just chilled at home. I haven't really gone nowhere special. Not like I was planning to, because it's more of a internal, the purpose of it is more internal. Like, there's nowhere I'm itching to go. There's not much I'm itching to do, to be honest, outside of like maybe a couple of things that I really only want to do like by myself, for myself. So now I will say I have been spending way too much time scrolling through shorts and stuff. Because I can't lie, like usually, well, like I'm at work or, but I'll like watch something sometimes to kind of just relax, but I've been overdoing it. But I'll be honest, I've been just kind of, it be funny stuff, it be good stuff, but I know it don't make no sense to do that. That's why I don't have TikTok. But the problem is YouTube now has shorts too. So usually I stay away from it because I don't know what they figured out about the human brain, but I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna watch a few, and then it's like it just keeps going. So I'll have times before I began like all these days of all this like doom scrolling, I would literally be like, I'm not clicking on the shorts. I'm not clicking on one. Or if I do click on one, I'm not swiping. Don't swipe, because you swipe once and you won't stop swiping. And I will tell myself that because I realized that like I'm not above that happening to me. Me falling for that shit. So I don't like it because I feel like it's an attack, on the human psyche. I don't like it, and you know what? Even though I am on my period today, I also do feel like I've been having more headaches lately. And I think it's because of that, just way too much screen time. I know it's because of that, because last night I was kind of testing it out, like putting my phone down more, and then pick it back up, looking at the screen. My head immediately starts aching. And I don't like that. That definitely lets me know like something's wrong there. Like don't keep doing that. That's a problem. Alert, alert, your body lets you know. So yeah, like your body lets you know. What's crazy is because, like I said, I didn't initially think I was going to record this morning. And what's happening right now is the message is coming through that I am to share right now. Because this morning I was driving to the gym and this thought ran through me: the body keeps score. The body keeps score, right? So now, right now that I'm talking about me having headaches, and like the thing is, like, your body lets you know what's wrong. Just because you ache, it don't always mean you need to go and get a pill. It don't always mean you need to go and get some medication. It means you need to figure out what's causing the issue and attack the cause. So I think I was thinking this morning, the body keeps score, obviously as like a foreshadowing as to what I was going to talk about this morning, but also obviously it's a message for myself as well, because I was thinking about that. I think it was related to just I think what's happening right now for me is a focus on my physical intuition. And I've never thought of intuition as like physical intuition. But now I think I'm becoming more and more aware to the different ways that we can experience intuition, different ways that our intuition can speak to us. And one way that I think is like the dopest way, as long as you know what it is that is going on, or as long as you know what it is that is happening, your body speaking to you, or your intuition speaking to you through your body, you know. And what's crazy is I know. So the whole thing with the body keeps score, I have begun to learn about that idea and concept and theory and really fact years ago, because a lot of work that I've done has been trauma informed work. So I had to get training in like trauma related concepts and philosophies and research. But I think, okay, so with that, it's not that drove my interest in what I would be reading about and stuff, but it's just that I was interested in it. And so I worked in that field. I read books from that field. And so I do remember reading a book. Can't get the name right now of the author, but it was a beautiful book. And she talked a lot about how basically the body would manifest diseases, issues, physical issues, once the emotional, internal, once the non-physical issues crystallized, right? So like she talked about how I think with cancer I think often comes from unresolved anger. I think, don't quote me, because she was laying it out in her book. She talked about gout, cancer. I mean, really everything, basically anything that can ever go wrong with our bodies. It's a manifestation of something else that was that began as non-physical at first, right? So, and I guess, yeah, more so like diseases and stuff like that. Not, I guess, if you hit something and then you got a bruise, but really the body is designed to be very good at self-healing. So I guess it does speak also to that when you say have a bruise that's not healing, or you like, you hurt yourself and your body isn't doing very well at putting itself back together. It's like, why? But you have some people who heal really fast, and you have some people who really struggle with that. And there's a reason. So this concept of the body keeps score, like that's a whole nother book. There's a book literally called The Body Keeps Score. And so it's also trauma related, trauma informed. So I think I was thinking about all of this because I hadn't been to the gym in a couple of weeks. Because we had the snowstorm, and that slowed things down because I don't battle with the snow. I don't got a car that is designed to battle with the snow. So everything was just shut down. And then also, of course, it was governmental that things shut down. And so it was like, yeah, like a shutdown. It was like it's a naturally induced shutdown. So that was that week because I ain't going nowhere. But then there was the following week, which was last week, and things were clearing up, but they weren't all the way clear. There was still some places that still, like one of my favorite stores. I remember I went to go there a couple of times last week, And it was like this big old pile, which the pile turned into a block of snow, which turned into ice. And it's just like right there at the corner of where you would turn in to go. And it's like and then you couldn't really see it like early on because of the fog and stuff. And it was like right there, prime for accident, you know, for an accident to occur. So I was thinking about that because I wasn't going a lot of places. Like if I went anywhere, it's because I needed something. And I'm just looking at that. And then also at nighttime, the water from any snow that was melting was turning into ice. So then you got black ice. I guess that's how black ice was formed. So, it was just still not really all the way clear for my comfort. And with it being my first week off from work for this month that I'm taking, it was I think it was important for me to just shut down, not just from work, but from the world. And to kind of just continue that uh for another week and just really, really just really melt into the rest. But this week I'm back at it and I have goals and plans related to the gym, my body, my mind, just my daily morning routine at the very least. So I think, I was thinking about the Body Keep Score, and it was something that came over me. I know it was something related to my history that I was thinking about in relation to the Body Keep Score. It was something, but it's not really coming to the forefront right now. So I'm drinking my coffee and I'm gonna kind of try to tap in to see where this message is going or areas to go. As you can tell, I really didn't I didn't have a desire really to record this morning, but it's something almost feels like I just kind of feel like I should. But okay, that's something I was thinking about earlier. It's I try not to have too many things in my life that I have to do out of obligation. And honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, this might go a little dark now, sorry. But if I'm honest, it's just the way my soul is set up. I feel like a lot of the bare minimum things that we have to do in life, or that I have to do in life, whatever, that life requires just for you to live, it's obligatory. And I don't like that. I think that's why I indulge so much in rest, because, okay, so I think about when I was younger, and I didn't expect to feel emotional, but I am on my period, so there you have it. I know when I was younger, I think about the weekend, when I was younger and the weekends would come, and in my household, which I know a lot of people are like this because you see it on social media, people making jokes out of it and stuff. But it's something that I really didn't like. But it was the thing of being made to have to get up and do this and do that and kind of perform household living. We had to, we have to get up and clean, or honestly, sometimes it almost felt like get up and deal with my chaos. And when I say my chaos, I'm talking about my adoptive mother who ran the household. And I would just feel like it would make, when I think about it, it makes me sad, because as children, right, which I have a big heart for children, even though I know they don't all be good, but it's just this world, and children in relation to this world, and the world in relation to children. My heart goes out to children because of the way this world treats its children, and just the nature of children, it doesn't match up, right? So I just think about like all through the week, Monday through Friday, we waking up early to go to school, traveling. I'm myself, I mean, elementary school. I don't remember when I started walking, but within my time of going to elementary school, I started walking to school, to and from school, middle school, you know, middle school I walked, well, 6th grade, middle school, I walked, and 7th, 8th grade, I caught a bus. That was a different school. You had to catch the bus. If you walk, sometimes we take a chance and walk from school to home. It's a long walk, but we had a school bus that would pick us up because it was so far. So, and in high school, majority of the time I caught 2 buses and a train. So I'd have to get one bus, get to the train station from one station to the next station, and then a bus from that station to the school. And if not that, I'd walk a longer distance. Well, yeah, that still ended up 2 buses in the train. Right? Didn't that bus go to the train station? There was this other bus I would take sometimes, but yeah, it went to the train station too. Oh, no, okay, that's what happened. So there was this one route where it's a shorter distance to walk from my home to the bus, but the bus would take me from that first bus stop in my neighborhood to one train station. And then I get that train, I get on that train, get on the train at that station, go to the Long Beach bus station, train station. Yeah, and then the bus from there. So the other route was a longer walk to the bus stop, but that bus would take me straight to the second train station where I would then get on a different bus. So there would be no train. That route would skip the train, but it would still be 2 buses. So anyways, I say that to say it's not like through the week we were being lazy or I was being lazy, you know. Homework. Then very often on Wednesdays, Bible study, Thursdays, choir rehearsal, you know, at church. And then all of whatever else needed to be done at home. So my adoptive mother, she ran an active household driven on duty, duty. So when it would come to the weekends, I didn't understand why rest wasn't a priority. I didn't understand why relaxation and like fun or just, just the lack of productivity, like a break. Like why was that not a priority? It wasn't a priority, and I say that with also being able to say Sundays was church. And that was also duty. It was all duty. Even church was duty. Singing in the choir, that was a that was a service. Usher, I would be an usher sometimes. That was service. It was all service. Service and duty. Duty and service. And now I kind of still have that mindset because, as a leader, there's service and duty. So I'm a leader. Usually, in all the work that I've done, I've been in a leadership role in some way, in some type of shape or fashion. Middle level leader, assistant leader, are the program leader, So at work, right, I have that. And I embrace that. I embrace service, duty. And I see a lot of people around me who don't, to be honest. And that kind of grinds my gears sometimes. But I think back to how I was raised. And that's where I get thankful for some of that teaching. But I have to also be honest, like, I was also like, it was inside of me. Because it would come out in school. Like, nobody had to push me real hard to, maintain those values, or I don't know. There's something also that was within me, because so it was a nature and a nurture thing. So at work, that comes out. That's my dominant nature. That's my dominant focus. It's like my instinct. I found myself telling somebody recently, because the position I have at work, it's the same level as a lot of people there who are like the middle level leaders. Like, we assist our managers. Yeah. And we were doing an appreciation thing for that group. And I was the leader of that appreciation effort, primarily because nobody else was taking it on. Yeah. And so it's like, this is something that we have to do, that needs to get done. I'm gonna do it. It was never like, hey, you gonna take this on? Can you lead this? Can you own this? It's just kind of like an unwritten rule, and people asking like, what are we doing for so and so, so and so? And then, I just, yeah. Anyways, I found somebody telling me, like, actually a couple of times, a couple of different people, basically asking me like, well, ain't this for you too? Like somebody coming saying like, can I help? This is for you too. And in my mind, even though I'm a part of the group, it's not for me. It when I'm executing on it, I'm not really thinking about what I want. Now, I am thinking about it, like, when it comes to like, oh, what I want, like what I would like if I was in their shoes, kind of, as much as I could, because I've done events in the past, and I'm low-key thinking like, oh, I can't wait till the next one so I can do even better, because I had so many different conflicting priorities, and it was just a few things that came up that kind of took time and energy away from making it as great as possible. And then also it's just so many different factors. I can't even talk about it. But so for me, it's like the outcome is kind of like, well, it was what it was. Like, it was cool. It was great, but it was cool. That's what it was. It was cool. But I had to do so much for it. I had to, like, hands-on, had to, right? Not complaining about it, but it was just brought to my attention, again, by a couple of different people. Mind you, no leaders above me, not my boss, not none of them, just the others who are also in the same group that I am in, and I'm leading the appreciations for. And a couple of different people, came like, this is your celebration too. This is for you too. And another one, ain't this for you too? And so when I was asked about it the second time, because the first time I was just like, I didn't even know how to respond. I was just like, look, because in my mind, I'm like, if we go into that conversation, something really is going to get lost. It's not going to get done. I need to focus on the otherness, like this is for them type of thing. I need to focus in that way, because when you are in the mindset of what am I getting, then you're not thinking as good as well as you can regard about what are you giving, what are you doing for the other. So that first time it got brought up to me, I was like, look, I just shoot it away. Like, I don't got time for that. I literally don't have time for that. Like, the event is, I think when I got asked that question, the event was like the next day or something like that. So I was just like, I'm like, that's not the topic of conversation for this time. So the next time it came around from a different person, I found myself just having to like explain. I wanted to explain, because really that person had come. So that was like the third time. So now I feel like I want to like open up a little bit. Like, let me let you know how I'm thinking from my perspective. Because it was like the other person and then the second person. And then that second person came and asked me again, because it was like a two-parter. The appreciation thing was like a two-parter. So now at the second portion, which I also had mostly full control over, at least the execution, I had to tell the guy, like I said, hey, and this is where it was like hitting home for me too. As I'm telling him, I'm like, I don't, in a nutshell, I'm like, I don't need for much, I don't want for much. I said, at home, it's just me. It's just me. I do for me. I take care of my stuff for myself, and to be able to do so. I don't usually like to use the word blessed, I'm going to be honest, because when I think of the word blessed, I think of its connection to the word a relationship, to the word cursed. One day I think I'm going to talk about that. So I don't think about blessed. I don't say, oh, I'm blessed. It don't sit well with me. I think more of like, it could be just a shorter way of saying this. Maybe I do prefer the wordier ways. I don't know, but I do think more like, I've gone through things, gone through and grown through. I've had opportunities to really take life on by its fucking horns and ride that shit. Like, and I'm not saying these exact words to him, but what I'm conveying is, I have worked hard to be able to take care of myself and to be independent and to be able to be self-sufficient and self-reliant, where I'm not having to call nobody and borrow money every so often, almost ever, really. I can get to the grocery stores to get my food and feed myself. I can take care of my health where I don't have to go to the doctors often. I've learned how to live cautiously and carefully and with awareness, so that I can survive and, again, not have to be dependent on anybody else to take care of me or do things the way that I want them to be done. It's like, I really prefer to get things done the way I want them done versus trying to beat somebody else down to make them do what it is that I want done and for them to do it my way. Like, that, no, that's not my style. So when I was, telling him, like, it's just me at home. It's just a me thing. So when I'm here at work, I serve. It's a service. I'm not here to really gain. I'm here, I work, I get my money, My money takes care of me outside of here. That's all. I don't need the flares. I don't need the extras. Like, I don't need for it. I don't want for it. Cause my thing is, listen, cause a lot of people do. And I see it at work and it makes me sad. It makes me sad because these people put too much weight on the extras. They really do. I feel like people get mad. Like, I see it. People get so mad. They say stuff that I personally think, you could have kept that to yourself. You know, I be wanting to pull people to the side and like talk to them like, yo, don't let this matter to you this much, please. And this is why I say that. And I'm talking about like, okay, with the appreciation thing, I'm giving out this item that's for this particular group as an appreciation gift to this group. But again, this is extra and flares. This is bells and whistles. This is icing on top of icing. This is the cherries on top of the cake. You know, this is extra. It's not required. It's extra. It's not required for your life. It's extra. It's not a must. You can do without this. You know, because I had other people seeing the gift and they're not a part of this group, yet, you know, they'd have to promote. And they, you know, making comments, oh, we don't get nothing, y'all don't care about us, which ain't true. And I must be honest about that, because I've been a part of I've been the primary executor on y'all getting other stuff. This is for them. And really, it's an us thing. But again, my focus is on the them. That's just the way I move. That's the way I prefer it. But now I'm being moved to talk about how, you know, when people come and they're like, oh, y'all don't care about da-da-da, y'all don't care about. And I just want to be like, bro, like, it's not just oh, you know, most companies don't move like this at all. You know, they don't even have a budget to, you know, do this kind of thing, or the other things that we've done. Like, you go to work, you do your job, you get your check, and you go home. And if it's a little extra than that, okay, well, maybe they got some company parties here and there for the holidays. That's it. But I just be wanting to let people, like, I want people to understand what's important in life. Because it ain't this. It ain't. It's not like, are you going to go and blow a gasket because you didn't get the appreciation gift that you saw the other? Like, and the gift is apparel. It's you know, it's apparel. It's clothing. You know, and people get so upset and like express themselves verbally, non-verbally. You know, first of all, forget so fast what's been done in the past. So let's talk about your lack of gratitude and your lack of appreciation. Maybe that's why you don't feel appreciated, because you don't show no appreciation for nothing. So that's a part of the issue. But the other part of the issue is you putting too much value on this shit. I don't like that part, but you know, I see that makes me different from a lot of the people around me. A lot of people in this world, you know. And it can bother me, but you know, I do also find peace and comfort in my difference. You know, they talk about Aquarians oh, you just want to be different just to be different. It's like, nah, because y'all don't see what y'all doing as a fucking group. You don't notice. You don't notice that the way you move and think and respond and react to the so-called powers that be of this world is the same way as like a fucking pack of untrained dogs who, when you throw the food out, they gnashing for it and grabbing at it. Fish do that. Because you can't, I don't know if you can train fish to not do that. Well, I guess you can, but not a school of fish. You're going to throw the food in there and they all going for it because they hungry. You know, or all the dogs, they going for the same, piece of meat. Like, but even dogs can be trained. And so when humans are acting like that, what the fuck does that tell you, bro? Like, what does that tell you? Like, you can do without this. And if it's going to affect your emotions so much, like, they don't care about me. No, they don't care about you. How about it? That's the fact and that's the truth. And it's so crazy because I'm growing up, y'all. I'm growing up. And it's the fucking truth. And it's like, and guess what? It's okay. Because, first of all, and I speak from lived experience on this, first of all, if they do want to act like they care about you or want to make you believe that they care about you so much, you better know it's an act. You better know that they're doing it because of the work and not because they care about your heart. They care about your life. Because, baby, if you go out there on the floor and you're working and you hurt yourself or you drop dead because of a heart attack, which has happened in our place of being, our place of work, and you can't come back no more. What is their main focus going to be on? And I'm not even saying this is shade them. It's simply because this is a place of business. This is a place of work and business. So what are they going to do? They're going to post your position as available, looking to hire. They might do a little bit of memorializing, a little bit, some people might attend your funeral out of obligation. Because what does it look like if I don't? And I'm this level of a leader and blah, blah, blah. They might do all that. But then guess what? They're going to go on. Because this place of business is not where you go to look for and find that care and that nurture and that comfort and peace. And you know what's funny? I be wanting to bring that kind of energy. And I know it has to do with my astrological chart because in my 10th house, which is the house of public image, career, like serious work, what you become known for. Cancer is in that house for me. And so I find ways to bring that energy through because that's just what I'm going to do. But I also know better that this area of life is ruled by Capricorn, which is the opposite. Capricorn is all about the grind. It's all about the work. It's all about the forward movement. It's about the productivity. It's about what needs to get done, the tasks, the chores, the money, the business. So I got these opposite, my chart is opposite. So I got these opposite signs in the same house, which is every house of my chart is like that, obviously. But, so I've had to see how this stuff, how it comes together. There's going to be the me that comes with the Cancer energy here, but still this is ruled by Capricorn. It's the area of business. This is the house of Capricorn. This is the area of business. This is the area of work. So really, I probably should be more in a field that's like nursing or, something more like that, which I'd be thinking about, like going into holistic health as a business. I think I've just had to mature in my emotional intelligence, my empathy, my nature of empathy, because I feel shit, I'm too good at taking on other people's pain and shit. And yeah, no. So I haven't been able to do that kind of work, to be honest. So, anyways, but yeah, no, I just be wanting, I think, because I'm just flowing with the message. But, it goes back to, I'm being brought back to talk about again, to like link it to when I was talking about like my stability that I've had to work hard to get a hold of and to like master, right? Master how to maintain my stability, which is a lot of work, especially when you are a lover by nature and you care about people and you're heart led in this world, where materialism isn't the top of your priority list. you know uh and so that now though matters to me so much, and I see how it has to matter. My life literally depends on it. After being in jacked up neighborhoods, around jacked up people who don't care about life, who don't care about other people's lives, who take, give nothing. Nothing to lose. Thieves, liars, murderers, chaos inducing energies. People, they roam around like wild animals looking to devour. Basically, human devils. When I realized like that's my introduction to life in terms of environment and surroundings, relationships and family, neighbors. And when I realized that I can work on myself in my life to get out of that and away from that, and then realize I don't need to feel nothing about it because they didn't give a damn about my life. They didn't give a damn about my spirituality, my mental health, my financial health. Give a damn. Is it something we can benefit from? If not, shoot it in the head type shit. So when I realized that I could work on myself to make sure I have the credit score that can get me into a nicer, safer neighborhood, make sure I have the level of responsibility that it takes to have a good record when it comes to renting, so that I'm not turned away, from somewhere that I want to live and that's nicer and safer and protected. That matters so much to me now. Almost more than anything else. Because I've been on the opposite side of that. Realizing why I was stuck. Bad relationships, bad connections. Not seeing that, hey, this friend ain't your friend. This lover don't love you. So, it's like, what matters? And that's something to me that I know it's a universal fucking situation. Safe living? Who doesn't want safe living? That's the shit that matters, bro. So then what does this life require of you to have that? Work. You gotta work. You gotta make money to pay your bills. You gotta do whatever you gotta do financially to make sure your credit score is good. Make sure your credit report is good. You know, you got to pay your debts. You got to make sure your car is protected so you can make it to work every day. I had threats there too. Tires always going flat in this particular neighborhood that I'm living in when I never was having that problem before. Tires going flat. Bullets through my car. You know, just bullshit. And I moved, I ain't got them issues at all no more. Me over here thinking, giving my neighborhood the benefit of the doubt, my neighbors the benefit of the doubt, the people around who see that I live where I live, the benefit of the doubt, like, they not doing this on purpose. They not making this happen, right? Granted, able to get it fixed, get it done, but you know how much that shit gets fucking irritating and annoying? And why people would be doing that? You can't drive your car you can't get up and depend on your car to be ready for you to make it to work because your tire flat again? They were coming for my life, okay? It's like I was fighting forces that wanted me to really like thug it out in an ugly way. They wanted me to become like the prostitutes that were roaming around my area. They wanted me to get on drugs because this shit's just too much. They wanted me to hang out with the dudes that, gutter. You know? Gutter. Especially in the way they saw and treated women and treat women, children. But no, I wasn't going for that. So when I'm at work and I'm serving or I'm giving, and you know, it feels good to be able to do it. It does. But I also don't want people to be dependent on this part of life too much. It makes me uncomfortable. And I could see why people might have this kind of approach to things. You never know their story, what they're going through, you know, what they've been through. Maybe they've gone without so much that soon as something given up, you know. But then the other part of me goes, but you got a job. You're here because you have a job. You're able to work to make a paycheck. That's something. And you got a job at a place with some great benefits. That's something. I had a friend once that told me he didn't have no benefits at his job, and I was like, huh? How do you not have benefits? He got into an accident and lost his tooth. He was in Texas, and he was making a lot of money. He would talk about that, like he moved there to work at this job because of the money that he would make. And but I remember, that came up. He said he got into an accident on the freeway, really bad, and he lost his front tooth, and he didn't have dental insurance. And I was so confused because I was like, okay, that's not good, you know, to have a job with no insurance. So where I work, it's like got great benefits. I guess if you're depending on your category of employment, because there are different ones. So, but a lot of people don't got jobs, you know. It's just this core being of gratitude that I have. It's just in me. and I think it's a part of my spiritual journey so that I one day, not one day, I guess we start now, like talk about it, teach on it. Um, and I want, but not in a way, I don't want it to be like in a preachy or not also in a like, um, rainbow kind of way. Because real gratitude, it's hardcore. It changes your life. It makes the world look different. It makes you have perspective of your life so that you understand what don't really matter. And the part that really pushes me about that piece of the whole way of thinking is that the mofos that think they got power over you, and I think because I just been in this situation multiple times with others, and this is why I'm passionate about it, because you got mofos out here who will play on you, will play on the fact that you want this, you need this, you not having this really matters to you, it gets to you. So they tease you. They can tease you. If they take it away, they know you'll be hurt. I don't like that. And I don't waste my time no more trying to figure out and change those mofos. No. I want to focus on the people who giving a power away to them mofos. And again, it's because I've been in them type of situations, mostly in love relationship. But I also had somebody try me at work. A high level lady try me at work with that as well, with that concept as well, with that trick. I ghosted they ass. Bye. Because I can be sweet as pie. I'm a nurturer by nature. I'm a lover by nature. But what you're not going to do is fucking play with me like I'm some fucking domesticated pet. No. That's a something in my blood or something. Like you ain't about to, I'm not the one. Now you got me fucked up when I realize what it is that you're doing. Now I'm pissed off. And I will show you that maybe you shouldn't do this again. To nobody ever again. I will show you that the power that you thought you had, it was a thought, a mere thought, and that's it. That matters to me a lot. I remember I was in love with somebody, went back and forth with this man for 13 years. He introduced me to like, he was a big part of my introduction to the world. No lie. He was a little older than me. When I first was dealing with him, I had more naivety in me than I do now. I was still young though. When we started dealing with each other, I want to say I was 19. But he not to go into detail about our whole 13-year fucking war, but specifically music. When we got to a point of doing music with each other, because he was always doing music, and that was something I actually loved about him, was his music abilities, his lyrical and writing abilities. I loved it. Even when I talk about it right now, I could feel what I felt back then. I 100% will always give him that credit. Like he was a lyricist, But and I loved music. I loved good lyrics, He was real dope to me. He was real dope to me. I would go to his shows, He was real dope to me. Plus fine, yeah, he was a huge part of my introduction to the world, and transition from like home, you know, home and church, home, school, and church to the world, uh, to the outside. But when he realized that I could do music too, because unfortunately, he was never really all that interested in what I could do, right? And what I was interested in. It was all about him. Of course, I love beautiful things. I love art. So I was the admirer more so in the connection. Um, so yeah, I was a big supply for him. He was a fucking bona fide malignant narcissist. And I was his, I think, grade A supply. But I said connection because we were never really in an actual official relationship, right? But you couldn't tell my heart that, couldn't tell my mind that, like we would be on and off in our connection. So very long situationship, basically. But so a lot of ons and offs. So during a part of our off time, I was, developing my own stuff, getting into what I like to do for myself. And I always knew I could write. When I was younger, I would write poems. Going to church, I would sing. So then, I started getting into it, getting more into music for myself. But I wasn't like publicizing it, like doing it up, putting it out there. I was just more so doing it for myself to help my heart heal from a lot that he put me through. I would write songs about him, you know. So at one point, we get back to on, and we started making music together. And I can't lie, we made some good stuff. We made a few songs, and those were some good times, bro. I can't lie. And I was so sold, like, man, this is my person. We're gonna have to figure this shit out because really, and he would say something. He would say like, oh, we got Wi-Fi. Like we would be like connected in the like Wi-Fi type of thing because we would often come together. I guess at very it would be like synchronistic, and it would. He wasn't making stuff up. It was that way. That's why it took 13 years for me to really 13 years and me moving away from home across the country to get me to really like separate myself from him. So, but I wanted to talk about the whole mofos with the power and them teasing you and shit because what happened is, so we started doing music together. He was doing music already with other people too, but then we started to do some music together, and he really liked it, and that meant a lot to me too. It did, cause he was somebody I admired in music, and so then when he was liking my music, and like he didn't expect for me to be as good, with my writing or with my rapping or my little bit of singing that I would do. So we started making some music, bro, and we made some good shit. And I was hoping we could take it further, but he was too much of a narcissist. He wanted too much from others and wanted to be like a fucking wizard of Oz, and his Oz would be multiple ladies, females, who he pulled from energetically. Like I wasn't special. You special to me, but and I'm special, but in my own kind of little way. He over here having babies and shit. Not with me. So we could make a movie about our situation. And I even put that in a song once. I did. But yeah. It wasn't no light work. That was a big deal of a connection. So, anyways, about the whole little power situation and somebody want to play on you when they know you want something or you need something. So when we started realizing like we make good music, I wanted that shit. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is it. Like I had already worked with other people before him, but like I said, we'd have all ons and offs. So that was mostly when we were off. So we get on, and I've had this past experience with others, and I'm like, and it wasn't always great. And then we get to working together, and it's like fucking butter. It's not hard at all for us to like find each other's, pockets that work. Like he's recording me, engineering me and stuff, and are we putting verses together on the same song? Or beautiful, beautiful fucking work. Like this is what I've been wanting. I be wanting the magic in the process of making music. That's what I be wanting. Not just the outcome of, oh, this is a good song. We about to make some money off of this. Da, 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 da. I want the magic in the process of making the music, of creating. And we had that. We was tapping into that, bro. It was too fucking easy. And we had so much to speak on because we had history. And I was pulling from that shit. Making magic. I kid you not. So then he started to play on that because he's a narcissist and he couldn't help himself. So he started to pull back sometimes. So it'd be like we made the song. So now with him, he got years of experience. He's made several albums. Why are you taking so long to fucking finalize this project and get our stuff out there and have us like ride this shit? Like, let's do something with it, you know? And he playing with it. He playing with it. So now it's, oh, I got this delay. Or, oh, I don't, yeah, no, I'm working on it. Oh, yeah, this the drop date. This the drop date. I got the date. This the artwork. But it became clear as day, y'all. Clear as day. And I had to realize that's what he been doing to me all along, even aside from the music. But with this, now it became very clear because now it's very tangible. So like, it'd be like, piss me off. So I ain't talking to you. Like, cut you off, blocked, all this stuff, whatever. He had a baby mama he was still dealing with too. So that was a part of it. And I was willing to just be like, well, we just do music then. Or I was willing to try, but I knew that shit. I mean, we talked about that. I was like, that's hard. What we gonna do? Act like this don't exist and just do the music? Like, that shit's hard. Like, that's gonna be very difficult, So what happened though is like, so I get mad, right? We're not talking. So obviously ain't nothing happening with the music. And then he reach out talking about, I got the artwork done. Here's the artwork. You want to see it? Here's the artwork. Because I'm like, what's the deal with the project? We done mixing. We done recording. Is there something else you want me to change? Like whatever. No. We moving forward with the packaging and the, marketing and whatever. Mind you, this is stuff that he's already done before in the past. It's a no-brainer for him. And so, but now you holding out. Now, why would you do that? Because I pulled away, and now you got to use this as leverage to pull me back in. And that's exactly what he was doing. So then we get back in contact, and I remember me literally having to say something like, because he said something. I remember he said something like, man, why you ain't using your power? Because I said I wasn't doing music. I hadn't been doing no music, or I hadn't been writing. Why you ain't using your power? Why you ain't using your power? And I'm like, using my power? I said, nigga, you ain't even kept your end of the deal when it come to our projects. What the fuck you talking to me about? Like, don't come for me. Like, you are holding back and you ain't even held up your end of the deal of our stuff. What do you mean? Okay, yeah, no, you're right. I'ma hold my end up. I'ma hold my end up. Da 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 da. Y'all, we kept going back and forth like that. And so I had to realize he was using that shit like a carrot, treating me like I'm a fucking rabbit. Again, a pet. Got me fucked up. I eventually threw all that shit down. Like, you, just because your character is this way and this is how you want to treat something so fucking good, not even me. In this case, I ain't even talking about me. I'm talking about the music. This supposed to be something that you love. This supposed to be something that moves you. Like, this is why you breathe. Is what you've demonstrated to me all these years as I watch you at your shows and I watch you in your creative processes, and I listen to you and how you talk about your art. And then here it is, something for you to be able to do something different, a little better, maybe even. I mean, I don't know if he was threatened, because we did make good shit, but maybe a little different, a little better, I don't know. And you want to play with it. You want to talk about other females. Oh, and this girl, I got this girl that's gonna do this and this, and he wanted to mess. You made it messy. You made it messy. And then you want to use it as a carrot, as if I'm a fucking rabbit. And you can just, and then want to go from, so then I got to a point where I'm just like, it's just the music, bro. It's just the music. Let's not talk no personal, no nothing like that. Even though I said it was going to be hard, we can make it work. I will make this shit work because the music is too fucking good. Like, now the music comes first. Then he want to bring in us in the same conversation. Well, I miss you. No. Like, making it fucking messy. So that's, and see how I'm so passionate talking about that? Because I know the feeling. Like, but again, I'm like, this ain't about to be something that I need so bad and people gonna be able to play with me. No. So I backed up from it. I've had multiple similar experiences like that, messing with these whack ass, demonic ass engineers and producers, so-called producers. And where they wanna yield and wield their so-called power that they think they have, when I'm over here trying to just collaborate with you as two artists coming together to create beautiful things. Because you're talented and I'm a fan of your talent and your art, and I'm talented. And we can, and y'all want to fuck it up. I got a list of these Negroes that have acted this way with me in music. And that's why I don't do it now. Because I have a thing of where I want to collaborate. But I don't know. I might start doing it just by myself. Because it used to definitely be more of a codependency thing. And that's what it be. Codependence. It definitely was a codependence where I felt like I got more joy out of the collaboration with other artists, co-creating type of thing. Like, there is definitely something beautiful about that. That's literally how babies are made. You collaborate, you co-create, you get a man and a woman comes together, you create something beautiful. It's something that makes most of the world in tears, puts people in tears, even though the shit happens every day. But why? Because it's creation. And you can do that with music. You can do that with almost anything. And the beautiful thing is when you harmonize with another and make something so beautiful. Destiny's Child type shit. Okay? Jay-Z and Beyonce type shit. Okay? Like, there's magic in that. Jackson 5 type shit. When you can harmonize beyond just one with somebody else and y'all come together. That's why folks like choirs. Like, it's all over the place. And I yearned for that. I did. And they played on that. They did. And so I had to put it all down and walk away from it all, from multiple, not just him. There was others too. In different kind of ways, they wanted to yield their so-called power. And I'm like, you don't deserve to co-create with me. You don't deserve to have your name on nothing I create, you know. And with that person with the music, the main guy, 13-year guy, we always talked about wanting to have a son together. Even though I know you can't control what kids you have or what gender you have, you know, but we would talk about that all the time. That was something that was in my heart. He would play on that. So it's a big deal to me. And I got more examples. So it's become such a big deal to me to for people to know their power and not give it away and not let other people play on your top as if you ain't got no power, as if you don't know your power. I could keep on going, bro. I promise. This same guy, 13-year guy, he would talk to me. He would tell me things sometimes. Oh, you got you got all the power. You got all the power. And this when he talking in terms of relationship or like us on a romantic type of, I don't even know, because he would never explain himself. But he was older than me, more lived experience than me. He knew more things than I did, you know. And I did not have a problem with learning from him. But do you know, he would not explain what he meant when he would say that. Like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? You know, because I just wanted him. I ain't gonna lie. What the fuck is you talking about power? I'm trying to love. What you talking about power for? I'm talking about love. I just want to love you. Like, what are you talking about? Like, love you and love me back. Like, you over here talking about power. What are you talking about? Right? I didn't have a clue. I didn't have a clue what the Negro was talking about. I did not have a clue. What are you talking about? I have all the power. I just want to love you. Like, literally was it, bro. Like, I promise. I promise. I was so fucking delusional. I promise. And so when he would say stuff like that, he wouldn't even say it, you know, with clarity. He wouldn't explain. He wouldn't explain. He wouldn't, you know, sit down and tell me like why he's saying that. What do you know about me that I don't know? Like, please tell me. You know, what do you know about me that I don't know? Because he was spiritual too. He was spiritual like me. Like, what do you know that I don't know? What have you seen? What information have you gotten about me? How did you get it? So he didn't want to share all that with me and didn't want to love me the way that I loved him and wanted to be loved. He was so focused on power. But you know, it's like, thank you. Thank you, my ex love of my life, former love of my life, because now I soak that shit up. Power. Yes, I understand. I have a lot of power. I really do. I'm strong. But see, I don't relate to power in the way that he does, or many people do. You know, my power has come from within inside of me. It has come to the surface because of what I've gone through, things that I've been through, things that I've learned, learning from the things that I've gone through. And it grows. It grows me like a fucking tree. And so I prefer to take that power and show other people you got it too. Let me show you how this life comes at you so that you can grow your power, so that you can grow in your power. I like to empower other people. I prefer to. If they're open and willing, that's what I prefer to do, because I have had to be empowered, you know. So that's why I'm so passionate about like the situations I work. Like, yo, I understand we doing this, and this is an appreciative effort, and it's going on the calendar, and it's going on our record. Like, yeah, we did it. We did this for our group at our location. But yo, like, do not let this make you feel like it matters so much, because it really don't. It really does not. At the end of the day. Now, if it occurs, it's nice. But if it don't, you're okay. You're okay. Are you getting paid? You're okay. Did you make it to work? I mean, you did, because you in my face complaining about not being able to get this because you ain't promoted to that level yet. You made it to work. You know, you making your money. Like, don't let this bother you, matter to you that much. No. That's not what life is about. Don't do that. Don't be moved so badly, so much inside because you didn't get this item. And don't forget what you have gotten. If you really want to make that stuff important, please don't forget what you have gotten, because I've been the one doing the giving. I've been the one using this company's money to do the giving for y'all. So don't sit in my face and act like we don't do for you too. But even if we didn't, I want it to not matter like that to you, because you've given all your power to this effort, to these efforts, and I don't like that. Because that don't look good on you, it don't smell good on you. It ain't cool. Don't let this affect you like that. That's not what you're here for. This is extra. It's the bells and the whistles. I promise it is. It's like, it's not that life shouldn't have bells and whistles. The bells and the whistles are nice, but they are not required for you to live. And if you really want the bells and the whistles, this is how I approach it. I'm going to get my bells and my whistles. I want to pay for my bells and my whistles, so that can't nobody ever double back telling me, give me that back. I bought that. That's mine. I bought that type shit. I want my bells and whistles. I want to pay for my bells and whistles. I want to own my bells and my whistles. I ain't dependent on nobody else to give me my bells and my whistles for my life. You feel me? I know I've been going on and on, but this is what's coming out. I didn't even want to talk. I didn't want to record, but this is what is coming out. For real, like, I want to own my bells and whistles. This is mine, and you can't take it away. I got another example about that. For instance, I once bought a really nice couch that I liked a lot. My dumb ass, this was like my first couch I was buying for myself in my nice apartment. This is my first nice apartment that I've had. I had 2 bedrooms, too much really for myself. Really nice apartment though. And so I go to Ashley's Furniture and I lay my eyes on this couch that they got full, easy for you to spot, because it's a beautiful couch. And me not knowing how to manage my finances that well, just shit, I go call myself falling in love with the couch, get cornered by a salesperson, and just kept it going. I used credit to buy this $3,000 couch. I used my credit to buy a fucking never again. Because, so here's the thing. I never paid it. I never fully paid it off. That charge became a part of like a financial debt solution thing that I did, because I had so much credit card debt. To me, it was a lot. It was too much for me to keep up with, but shit. Then I looked at what people really be struggling with. I'm like, God damn, But for me, it was too much. It was like that. I had other things. And they didn't come to get the couch. It's like I said, it got paid off, but it was like through the financial debt solutions process. Um, but then eventually I sold it. I didn't want it no more. I was moving, and the place I was moving into, I was downsizing. And so it wasn't going to fit at all. Like, at all. So I sold it. I gave it away. But in my mind, I promise you, it's more so recorded as if they came and got it because I couldn't pay it off. Because, I mean, that's what was going to happen if I didn't do my financial debt solution thing that I did. That's what was going to happen. So I never fully paid it off. So in my mind, it was never fully mine. This was something that was clearly a bells and a whistles type of thing. Not required for my living. I had a bed, you know. So it was not required for my living. It wasn't, and I didn't need it. I wanted it. I fell in love with it, so called. Use credit. So there you go. Wanted it so bad that I put myself into a financial contract where somebody else has power over me now. Especially because I couldn't keep up with the payments. So now, if there's something that I really like and I really want to have it for myself, I'm going to own it. It's going to be mine. So that, first of all, I do not ever want to go through another financial debt solutions thing. Your credit score drops. You get all these closed accounts. That don't look good on your report. It's stressful. I don't like it. I don't like feeling like I'm not on top of my stuff. My own responsibilities. So I don't ever want to have to do that again. So that's one thing. But the other thing is, like I said, like in my mind, it's like I tell myself, like, you might as well consider that they had came to pick that couch up because you couldn't finish the payments on it anyway. And it wasn't mine. Technically, it wasn't mine. So like for, was it my 32nd maybe birthday, I got me I always wanted a recliner, like a single seater recliner. So I got that, but I made sure I could buy it full on. And I did, and I still got it. I'm gonna be honest, I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I just feel like I kind of want something a little different now. But I've had it for 3 years and still have it. And it is mine, So when I was moving again, this time from the place I was living at when I bought it to my current place, I was like, oh yeah, this is going. This is mine. It's mine. Like, I bought this for me as a birthday gift because I always wanted one of my own. And yeah, I'm like, this is mine. My bed, is mine. I got a table set now in my place. It's mine. Ain't no credit. Ain't nobody waiting on me to pay no payments for this or that. This belongs to me. My car is mine. My phone is mine. Well, this phone I still pay payments on, but I got another phone where I don't have service on it no more because I switched to another service, but I paid the phone off. And so I get to keep my actual physical phone, which is still useful because of Wi-Fi. So, it's like, nope, it gotta be mine. I ain't doing that shit no more. Can't nobody threaten to take my shit just because I ain't finished paying the payments and there go that carrot and rabbit situation thing again. Nope. We ain't doing it. My power belongs to me, right? Jesus said himself, the kingdom is within you. What the fuck is a kingdom about? A kingdom is about rulership. There is someone who rules over the kingdom. If Jesus is saying the kingdom is within you, it's because he's saying you are the ruler of your kingdom. So take your power back. Own your power. Grow your power. Be empowered and own your kingdom. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. It's your kingdom. Rule your kingdom. Be the ruler of your kingdom. Period. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I don't know. That's what came out of me. Oh, self-love type shit. You know, from the self-love mystic. I'm about to, I think, wash my hair and get ready for my therapy appointment later. I'm back in therapy and I'm happy about it. That's later, but yeah. Thank y'all for listening. Anyways, I see y'all be getting a little bit of views. I don't know if people be listening to the whole thing, but it is it does help to have me continue recording and stuff, because I sure be wanting to keep all my energy to myself, but Spirit won't let me. Spirit been having me do shit, bro. I did say the Matrix too, but I think it's Spirit too. Spirit, because you know, Spirit governs my life, and from the spiritual realm, not the Matrix. So literally last week, something with work came up that required my attention. And I'm like, are you fucking serious? I'm not at work. I'm away. I'm on leave. And literally, like, somebody else messed up, which made me have to be contacted. It was so fucking annoying. It was like, it wasn't even somebody at work. It was something that I handled before I started leave. And I gave them the information. Hey, y'all, be looking out for this. Da, 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 da. And they like, hey, this never came. So now I gotta handle the situation. And I'm like, y'all just couldn't let me rest. When I say y'all, I'm talking about Spirit, not work. Well, I was something about the Matrix. I was like, look, the Matrix just gotta have my energy, you know? Just gotta give me the house, give some energy. So yeah, basically just to say, I'm not allowed to keep all my energy to myself. I have it for a reason. The giving of it is, a part of it has to be shared. It's like my 10% tithing type of, you know, I gotta give something. Not all the time, but something. Anyways, thank you for listening. I'm about to wash my hair and go about my day. I'm sure I'll probably be recording tomorrow. So, till next time, bye.